I will go ahead and start with this presentation. And I will also set a timer for myself because I tend to talk a lot. I always go over stuff. So, look at that. Okay. So, oh, goddamn. All right, okay. So, yes, I know. I do realize this, but I talk to myself a lot in public all the time, so it's okay. Right, so Kirk asked me to give a quick talk about building a VR-ready machine. So I recently bought an HTC Vive, did not have a Windows machine, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to build it, because I'd never built one in my life. So I was like, all right, we'll try to figure out what to do. Let's see what the interwebs tell us. So me, I'm a computer engineer, studied at Purdue, Boilermaker. Did some DevOps. Nobody cares. This is awesome. It's not the Midwest, I get that, but still. Anyway, so I've been doing DevOpsy stuff for the last 12 years. Change management, configuration management, a lot of ops stuff, automating, scripting, those kinds of things. And most of my customers were internal engineers. I'm a big VR fanboy. I bought the Sphero, played around with it a lot. Sphero, for those of you who don't know it, it's a little Bluetooth ball that you can control with your phone. There's some augmented reality stuff with it, but it was just fun as hell, so I bought it. My wife called me an idiot, but it's okay. It was worth it. Played with it for a while, kept it away, and never picked it up again. The Leap Motion controller, little thing this big. It's a USB device, lets you see your hands in it. It's really cool. You can plug it into your Oculus or your HTC and then simulate your hands without having to use the controllers. Lots of other things you can do with it too, and I now have the HTC Vive. Right, so the goal of my presentation, and I'm talking a little fast, I'm sorry about that. Goal of the presentation is to just give you guys a quick overview of my personal experience building a VR machine from scratch. For the first time, as a computer engineer, didn't matter, never built it, never had the inkling to go build a machine. I was kind of like, no, I don't want to do it. I always had a machine from work, so I never cared, but And to try to improve the level of comfort and confidence for people who've never actually built a machine from scratch. When I say I built this from the ground up, I had no idea. I just literally went to a blog, ordered some parts, and just started trying to do stuff. So that's really all it was. Why build when you can buy? Well, there's just so many outlets, so many ways to just go and order a machine and you'll get it. Could save some money. Honestly, it's not a huge amount of money that you're going to save. It's a few $100s. If you have the budget for it, it might be easier to buy actually, depending on warranty, things that you want to consider. But it's nice to build a machine because it gives you control over what goes in your machine. You can upgrade specific components if you have a specific budget in mind. You can kind of track what you're using stuff for. And you can just upgrade, downgrade if you want a nicer case, or you're okay with whatever case there is or whatever pieces there are, but you just want to build this machine that works, you can do that. You can change aesthetics based on preference, and you can fundamentally look at and understand the parts that go into building a computer. And it's really cool because once you do that, then you just kind of look at machines, and then you're like, oh, I know all these little parts that go in, and you can kind of visualize it, so it's a nice feeling. You feel a sense of achievement. Every time I look at my machine, I get happy. I'm like, yeah, I built that. It was easy to do it, but I built it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, you can buy it. It's just the way it is. Few things to consider. Time. The first time you build a machine, it's probably going to take a little bit of time because you may not be used to some of the parts or some of the things that you're looking at, or how these things are all just kind of apart. It's just like all these little pieces of a computer that are there, and you're like, I gotta put this puzzle together. So it'll take a little bit of time. Make sure you know what your budget is. A clean table area to build your machine and handle all the components. Very important. Did not do that the first time around. Reset. So a lot of these are lessons learned. So it's just stuff that I did wrong that I'm just kind of telling you guys not to do, hopefully. So access to another computer or device to watch videos or read instructions, because obviously your internet is what's telling you, what you're doing. So you got to keep watching those videos, reading blogs, doing whatever you got to do. But just make sure it's you have access to that. It's a laptop, whatever you need. Common sense and patience. Former is, it's common sense. Patience, it's going to take some time. This little project, it'll take a little bit of time, but it'll totally be worth it at the end. But you just got to be a little patient. As you can see, lots of lessons learned. So yeah, keep track of all your screws and components. Screws, you will lose these damn screws. They're like tiny as hell. They'll go away. You won't find them. It doesn't matter if your carpet's white. You will not find them for a long time, and then you'll be mad at things. But so just make sure you track those. White sheet of paper, whatever, or a white sheet underneath, that'll totally help. Find an instructional video or blog that you like and just follow that one, or copy the pieces out of the blogs that you want to follow. So if you have 2 or 3 different people that you see that you like the way they're kind of presenting stuff, it's easy to follow, it makes sense, just either bookmark those pieces or just kind of compile those together, because when you're putting this stuff together, I tried doing it like on the fly, and it was really kind of hard, and I just kept going, just falling through the wormhole. So it's good if you plan ahead. The whole planning thing. It's such a great thing. Your first time is going to take a while. Just be patient. Again, find appropriate peripherals. So if you're like me and you just own Apple products at home, you might want to consider getting like a wired keyboard and a mic, a mouse or something, for your new VR machine. Didn't do that, so I had to go and find some later. Consider where your VR device is going to be living at home, and that's where your machine's going to be. So I was trying to build this in my living room, and then I put this thing together. I'm like, it's like my modem, everything else is in the bedroom. I gotta plug this over, load everything on there, bring it back out. So if you know where it's going to live, try to build it where it is. If not, you can just get a Wi-Fi card. But even then, it doesn't matter because you're still going to have to bring it there to install the initial stuff. So yeah, just build it close to the internet in your house, where the internet lives. Cable management. I kept reading this in a lot of blogs about cable management in general, and it's basically the concept is just so you don't block all the crap in the machine that you're building, and you do a decent job of wiring things on the outside of or the other side of your case so that it doesn't just kind of clutter up and clog up all the space in your actual machine, keeps things cool, airflow, etc. The back panel on your case. I had to remove my motherboard out, put it back in 3 times, because this damn panel right there, see that little silver guy right there? That thing wouldn't fit in right. I put it in, I screw the motherboard in, put everything in, and then I have to remove it out every time. That thing, be careful. It'll be a pain in your ass. Things don't plug into your motherboard. Don't try to force it in. Again, back to the common sense thing. I'm not saying that I did that. I'm just saying, beware. Static electricity can destroy those sensitive electronics. Again, beware. Not saying I did that. Just saying, beware. Software, almost out of time. So operating system, Windows 7 just works fine. Upgrade to 10 if you like. Free upgrades only to the end of July. Keep that in mind. Not that it'll matter, but likely have to buy a product key online and grab the appropriate image from a torrent. It's legal. I looked it up. I did a lot of research on this. I'm not kidding. It's OK to grab the image without the product key. You can try creating a USB boot disk using your Mac, but don't bet on it working. Yes. Make sure just use a Windows machine to create that boot image. Trust me, you'll save time. Most other components come with their own CDs or online downloads. You could probably prep early by downloading drivers, etc. And you'll save some time. And then be prepared for trial and error, because software could take way longer to work than hardware. The total cost, machine I put together, was about $900. Took a lot more time, but it was totally worth it. And because I'm out of time, I will cut off the pictures, and I'll kind of put them up maybe later at the end of all the presentations. So I had a few pictures of the machine I built. Go quick. Oh, look at that machine. Oh, look at that. It's got look at that. Oh, hey! All right, time's up.